Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel. It's Friday. You know what that means? Freeset Friday. Woohoo! And today I am tripling up on the requests for a single preset. First, harmonizers made easy. And I'm using the snapshots to facilitate this. Like one snapshot is for A major, another for A minor, one for E major, one for E minor. You can set them up accordingly for whatever keys you feel like using them in. And also doing sort of a pseudo Boston crunch sound at the same time. And I'm going to show you, take you over to my Helix utility and show you where I have my IRs. I've had some requests about that. Let's get these requests rolling. All right, I'm going to leave the microphone plugged in and just play some sounds. Here is the Boston-ish, as I'm calling it. It's got a lot of compressors happening. Let's go back to the beginning on this one. I have some gate. The first compressor, I'm using the LA Studio Comp 3 times. Fool! And a simple pitch to start her off. PV Panama. There's one of the first harmonizers. Some EQ. Another compressor. Oh, sorry. There's one deluxe comp in here as well. Marshall 1960V 3A, that's a 3 Sigma IR, and some delay. 63 spring on the bottom, another harmonizer, another 1960V, but 5A this time. And yeah, there's another studio comp. That's the third one. Another graphic, and the 2204 mod. So here's what's up with the harmonies. I have it set so that I can play on all 4 of the snapshots without the harmonizer coming in. I've got it assigned to switch number 1 here, right next to the bank. You can't see it, but it's there. And on the first one, it's labeled A major. So when I click the harmonizer in and I play stuff in the key of A major, we get some fun A major good stuff. Click on the next snapshot, it's A minor. So, oops, I gotta click in the harmonizer because it's naturally off. Stuff. Now we go to the next snapshot and then turn on the harmonizer. It's E major. And we can do stuff like this. Good times. Now the next one, E minor. And I'm going to take you into the harmonizer and show you how the inner workings of it, but all right, that's the E minor. Now, I'm going to show you how this is working. On the E minor, just set it to E and minor. Now I'm doing an octave below on the first pitch, the first harmony. The second one is a third above, and I've set the levels accordingly. A little more on that one than the higher, because I find the higher ones sound a little bit brittle. So I just like those to be just barely there for the most part. I tend to go lower more than higher because the lower ones just sound more substantial and more realistic. And just set it for E minor. and negative, it's got a lower fifth on it and a lower third. So we're getting, you know, all that stuff. And now when I switch to the E major, you can see the change. Now this one has some fun harmonies going on. It's got a negative, a lower fourth, a lower sixth. It's got a raised third and raised fifth. So there's all kinds of stuff happening there. Whoops, let's turn it on. So there's that. Going down to the A minor, just see the change. It's got a lower third and a lower fifth on the top one, and a lower fifth and a lower third. So that was just doubling up. This one's fairly simple sounding. You can, you know, change one of them if you want. Like take this one and just lower it to the eighth so we get an octave below, and then do A minor stuff. Good stuff. And the A major finally has a negative third. I'm sorry, negative third. Lower third, lower fifth, another lower third, and another lower fifth. So here's the A major again. And we put on the harmonizer. Fun stuff. There you have it. And on this one, as with most of my presets, push forward on the expression pedal and you get a lead sound. So, you know. I've really done some heavy EQing to this one to tame the bottom end and to tighten it up sort of like a Rockman kind of thing. It doesn't have quite the amount of, you know, compression as a Rockman or, you know, chorusing, because I'm sort of maxing out the DSP on this one with all of the harmonies. So it only left me one pitch block to do anything with. So that's pretty much, I could probably, not possibly, I'm not going to say probably, add a compressor, not a compressor, but a, yeah, I could add a 70s chorus down here. Just make a nice, let's see what that does to the sound. Just move it in front of that. Now let's hear. Nifty.
Okay, I've got to go handheld on this because if I plug in the USB, and you have to have the USB plugged in to utilize the utility, but it sends a horrible buzz through my camera. So, what are you going to do? Anyway, here are where I have my IRs. I don't use the top one very much, the AC15. I start with the AC30 and then the Bad Cat 212. They're both 212s. I use them more than any other IRs for clean stuff, and I rarely use the Supro, the Sur, the Port City. I use the Fender 65 Twin though. That starts at 37, goes to 42. Here's the thing I do. You will notice I'm only using 1, 3, and 5. So I use 1A, 1B, 3A, 3B, 5A, 5B. And the 2s and 4s are a little bit bottom heavy for me. They sound a little unnaturally so on the guitar models or guitar, cabs. So I just don't use them. I found that I didn't really like them, and I just wasn't using them anyway. So, if I want to have more bottom end, I use a 3A. If I want less, I'll use a 1A, or even less, 1B. So there's that. Going down further, the 65 amps, 212, I don't use that very often. Here's where I get to the 412s, starting at 49. It's my, Marshall's 1960A, followed by the 1960V. I use those more than any 412s, along with the, whoops, shit, what did I do? Oh, goodness gracious. Along with the 1960A, 1960V. EVH I use sometimes, but not very often. The Bogner Uber Cab I use a lot. And it's a great hard rock and metal 4x12. These are all 3 Sigma audio IRs, by the way. The high watt is nice too if you want a very vintage 70s or 60s sound. That's my go-to for that kind of thing. The 1960A and the high watt combined, usually. So there's that, and everything else, it doesn't really matter because I don't use it very often, like the Port City 412 or the Mesa Road King, which is way down here. I keep my bass ones at the bottom as well. I do use a number 2 for the Ampeg sometimes because adding bottom end to the bass, rarely a bad thing. So there you have it. That's where I keep my IRs.
There you go, everybody. Oh, good time Freeset fun. If you would like this Freeset, email me right here. Also, if you would like to schedule a Skype or FaceTime lesson, same spot. Gucci-goo. And I'm filling up, so, let's set up a time. Get your learn on. Also, you can purchase any of my presets. Go down into the description. Click on the Show More tab. They're all there. I'll be back on Monday with God knows what. So, have a good weekend. I'm off to see Lawrence of Arabia tomorrow on the big screen. Woohoo! It's my favorite movie, so this is going to be fun for me. But I'll see you on Monday. And until then, going lefty. Rock on.